love what I do. That's like for me the driving force. It is a fuel that pushes me. Love for the country, adventure, getting out, hiking, telling stories. I noticed I can tell stories more than just photos. I brought in storytelling personally to add a skill. Different from the photography. Many people no longer know me as a photographer. The storytelling part has sold my entire work. You can't talk about a picture all the time. People need to listen, connect with you, get you as the person behind the work you're creating. Uganda is where you make people and smile to you literally everywhere. And I hate the fact that people could search Uganda and they could only see negative images. They could see only negative content about our country.
Do you aspire for a booming middle-class economy? Listen along to understand what turns the wheels of Uganda's economy with our line of incredible influencers in their fields.
Dear Patrick, today we have a brilliant award-winning storyteller, Derek, at the forefront of hoisting Uganda's flags in travel and tourism. You make beautiful pictures, beautiful content. Where did this all start, Derek? Tell us.
Thank you so much for hosting me. First of all, I love what I do. That's like for me the driving force. It is a fuel that pushes me. Love for the country, adventure, getting out, hiking, telling stories. They allow for just being the best human version of myself that I can.
Yeah.
It's like my driving force to what I do, what I share, to how I engage with people, to how I engage with you. So to honestly say, my biggest pride, I enjoy and love what I do more than one else that watches me or catches me anywhere. Yeah.
That's wonderful, Derek. Like I mentioned, if someone saw your content today, they'll see the love, the passion, and then you think, are you Mzee? Like, are you the president? I've seen a video of you, I think in Dubai, and you randomly, stopped people and you asked them, oh, do you know about Uganda? People are on their holiday and you just randomly stopped them. That was beautiful. You have to tell us about Uganda from where you stand now, because you started in the travel and tourism industry a while ago. How are people traveling differently today? What have you noticed that is different? You're such an advocate for people to travel local. I see you calling out people you don't know your own country, but then travel abroad. So tell us the differences you're seeing today as opposed to, for example, 10 years ago.
What has changed now? There has been a connection between the young people to tourism industry. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah.
And a huge connection. Back then, there was a gap. You don't see us anywhere. Those guys go for conferences. Those guys launching movies. Those guys when they are premiering the documentaries. You don't see young people because our space you couldn't just put in young people. So we had to find somewhere where we can do best. And that was storytelling. That was content creation. That was photography. That is something that has joined us eagerly to the industry. Then COVID came in. When COVID came in, many Ugandans could not party in Kampala. They were like, what can we do? The buzz shifted to our tourism destinations from Kampala to parks.
Yeah.
To parks. People could go to national parks to enjoy the parties. After COVID, things changed. We got more connection to the industry. Many young people started popping up. So I started advocating for this eagerly. And I mean, I have, but besides the photographer, I started bringing in my face. I started talking about it, making it a career. I started showing the beauty because my work is different. I show up, I smile. Yeah, I make the best out of it. My job keeps me enjoying what I do.
Yeah.
The connection between young people and the industry is growing. The more young people, I'm also young. So you see young people taking up spaces, joining to share their art, their talent, travel the country, pitch up. You see us in engagements with the people that we wouldn't have because of this and because of what we do.
Yes.
And we do it so boldly and expressively. See me showing up.
It's amazing. I recently attended your exhibition. Tell us about the exhibition, the very first of its kind in Uganda, award-winning.
How was your experience?
At the Serena? It was grand. The pictures were beautiful, different from what we normally see. The 3D experience. I think that was an in interconnection. So you interwove technology, tourism, travel.
So you enjoyed the experience.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad you had those partners to support you. I can imagine pulling off an exhibition, the very first of its kind, can be a challenge. Tell us your experience. How long did it take to pull off such an event, the first of its kind, to tell Uganda's story through travel and tourism?
I took a lot more than I expected. Not only finance, but even mentally, psychologically. I took a lot. This is what people organize.
What did you think it was going to be? A walk in a park?
No, I didn't think it would be that bad, but I can say whatever hard situations you go through, especially in organizing, I mean, hard organizing my own birthday or organizing
Need
your
event planners. Need event planners.
It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever done.
Yeah.
Personally, it groomed me, prepared me for many things.
Yeah.
I'd not seen I was starting.
Yeah.
If we announce the second part, I'm sure it will be better than the first one because
Yeah.
there's a lot of mistakes, of lessons.
I learned it from previous event.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that one prepares your mind. Yeah, are we going to do better? Which lessons did we learn? I'm grateful it happened, and I'm grateful that it has put up a challenge. Can I say challenge to make
Yes.
creative? Those that have been there, they're like, oh, I want to do that. Doesn't have to be that exactly, but I'm
Yeah.
glad it has.
If Derek can do it.
From that atmosphere that everyone's like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited to attend any that comes up. A friend of mine, Rashid Freestyle, if you know him, he wants to meet creators in our industry to bridge the gap between Dubai and here. I'll speak there, I'll meet people and interact with people. But
Yeah.
the main goal is to show you that we want to get to the point where you can just be like, hey, I need to meet guys, and guys, you need
Show
to
up.
get to, you can challenge yourself
Yeah.
to meet experts that listen to you,
Yeah.
to meet the people that watch you on social media. Challenge yourself to that point.
Yes, honestly, for me, I'm not about the numbers. I will
Yeah.
go for those who are honestly willing to be there. Some are absent-minded on their phones half of the time. But I must commend you as well as the other leaders who are at your exhibition. Mr. Masava, business development of at the time, Miss Lily Ajarova, all of them are just beautiful things of how you have come so far away. And I noticed you've been taking pictures since 2016.
Fun and cool that people see you in 2-3 years and they'd be like,
And they think, where did he come from? They thought you just came up during COVID time, but you've been at it for a while. You've traveled in and out of Uganda, promoting other countries, for example, Kenya and Tanzania. What are the opportunities in telling Uganda's story? If it's an investor listening, if it's a content creator, if it's just a creative in general, what are the opportunities people can leverage to tell Uganda's story better?
yeah. All right. Well, we shall first keep it at the Ugandan story. I get you. Good to have you guys. I see many of friends joining. I'm having a conversation with Agi, and I wanted to loop you in. The podcast is called On Uganda Podcast. Make sure you check it out after or anytime when you're running, when you're driving, when you're gymming, when you're doing anything. Just check it out. So she asked me about the opportunities, but I'll honestly start. How can I say the trends and how things are changing the system? Those of you that, let's say 5 years ago, must have seen that my entire life rolled on pictures. You share beautiful pictures and that's it. And I was like, what nice to Chikuye. I used to share pictures each and every day. The picture will post comes out from me. And I noticed like I'm is more than just photos. I noticed the gap and the transfer of, let's say TikTok was picking up a lot. Tourism was picking up a lot and many photographers were starting to join the thing. So time came when I had to add personally a skill, and that skill was communication. If you look at my videos 2 years ago, they are terrible. They are terrible. Like you see, you can enjoy even watching me now. But yo, I tell you, like a year or 2 years ago, they were terrible. I'm sharing that is to show you that there has been track. And there's this time that has gotten when I'm seeing myself, I think I'm getting slightly better. I'm getting better in communication. I'm getting better in editing. I'm getting better in storytelling. I'm getting better with the people that I want to work with. Because the more you put out yourself, you're exposing yourself to the best brains, to the talented people to open doors.
Yes.
To them, put yourself out there.
Mm.
The opportunities also look for you. I brought in storytelling personally to add a skill different from photography. Many people would no longer know me as a photographer. The storytelling part has sold my entire work. You can't talk about a picture all the time. People need to listen, connect with you, get you as the person behind the work you're creating. People need to listen to you. People need to get to you. Opportunities are coming. AI is coming. People that are smart and intelligent are going to leverage AI. I try to learn AI as much as I can because it is limiting the number of people I need on this project. Posters, logos, different things.
Yeah. And
Probably.
I'm
finish
just
it.
curious.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
worried that it's going to take over your job? For example,
No.
Ghibli
No.
style studio. A lot of
Yeah.
people have said, oh, it's not going to take over your jobs. It's just the ones who are using it that are going to take over your job. So what's your
I don't think it's going to take our jobs. I think human element is going to stay needed and lacking. I mean, you can look at the things AI has created and the things the person has created. There is still a human element that is lacking in that.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially to budget productions, big creative companies. Even I can see something lacking in this creation. I enjoy using it because back then it could take days for a creative to design that. But right now I can log in and in a few minutes nail something perfectly. Creatives, influencers, storytellers, filmmakers, ever gets to learn how to merge his or her skill with AI
Mm.
to be 10 times more productive
Yeah.
than a person who is stuck. That for me, I only edit. For who did you get? For me, I only design. I
Yes.
am here writing scripts literally since morning. But I interject my human element, and even the scripts are not in Luganda, they are in Cantonese,
Yeah.
Chinese language somewhere like that. So I am mixing the AI element and the human element for me to be able to do that. See AI as a winner, as an element that we can tap. Whichever business that you do, man, even if you just make videos on the internet, even if you just make podcasts, the AI systems called a pod something where you just drop in the entire podcast and cast the podcast in 10 minutes. Podcasts could take hours. Reasons why some of us don't do podcasts because we hate editing them.
So you underscored the importance of tourism and how creatives should leverage it. I also found a quotation here about the timeless frames. So Sarah Chigongo said, timeless frames exemplifies the powerful synergy between creatives and tourism. Through storytellers like Derek Senyonyi, Uganda's tourism offerings are promoted in ways that boost economic value to our economy. So I appreciate
That
yeah.
I
A
did.
quotation I found off the internet. So what you're talking about now, for creatives, they need to really leverage technology if we have to take Uganda any further.
If it is a technology and it isn't the young people, we have one of the youngest population in the world right now. And that means the biggest number of us are Gen Zs. And we understand the gadgets. I spend most of my time on this gadget.
I don't have the social media apps on my real phone. I have two phones. I have a work phone. That's where my social media platforms are. Otherwise, I'm not sure I could work.
End up on your phone.
I just have Messenger, WhatsApp, and the rest on the other phone.
Wow, I love that. You hardly meet people who are like that. I want to be like that in 5 years from now. I can't just
It
get
would
on.
be better, but I easily get distracted, so I keep them away.
I think this gadget, if you use it the right way for yourself, then the person you want to become is a perfect tool that can change life. Even if you have an office job, even if you have whatever it is. I know people that have full-time jobs, but at
The beauty about podcasting, you can podcast from your bedroom, studio, apartment, your office, everywhere. You can pause and then come back and record again. So this just happened. We just took an inconvenient break and we're back now with Derek, the award-winning visual storyteller.
I think we are starting to bridge the gap as a country. Is a value start thing to be seen. in content creation, especially from the part of Hollywood, from the part of Europe, in storytelling. That's why you see many filmmakers coming down here. That's why you see our film industry is getting really big. If you want to know how big, you need to visit Icon Awards.
Icon Awards, yeah.
Oh my God, like Ugandans in movie, there are so many. I can't speak about tourism and not speak about filmmaking and storytelling. Our country is getting more connected to Europe. You can just get a flight, 8 hours, you're in London now. All the people that don't see them as a win, for me, I celebrate them and I'm like, I can't wait for one day when we have flights to US, to
Yes. One flight.
China, like one flight from, oh, let's say Netherlands and all that. That will be extremely a win. So I can say that we are on the right track. People keep telling stories, however small.
Yeah.
The next 7 years, we have a population of over 47 million and over great social media users. In the next 10 years or 15 years, that will double. We shall be like 10 or 15 million social media users in Uganda. People that are consuming are going to increase, and the competition is going to increase. The competition of creating the best, standing out, the competition of telling better stories, the competition of telling better movies, the competition of taking better images. So I see it in a positive way that it's going to push us to get better because the audience is going to increase. The creator economy, that is the money that is in the content world, it is increasing literally every 2-3 years. We get in billions. Right now we are like in 29 to 30 billion only in the African continent.
Derek, you've been at this for a while, taking amazing visuals. People today are very visual. They want to see to believe. Along that journey you have taken us, since this podcast is about helping our listeners, the patriots, understand what fuels the wheels of Uganda's economy. You've been at the top of Rwenzori. You've been down in, say, Lake Mburo. What are those amazing tourism destinations that you think are really fueling Uganda's economy? What are those making the money for Uganda?
I think the gorillas are making us a lot of money. The gorillas in Windy. I don't know why the government is not investing there. I'm yet also to find out. They are one of, because every day for someone to go there, for a Ugandan is 250,000 Ugandan shillings. For a European, it's $800. But when you cross on the other side of Rwanda, those guys are charging 1,500 US dollars. You're a citizen, as long as you want to go there tracking.
Yeah.
That is where few citizens get a chance to see the gorillas themselves. So I believe we are on the right side in Uganda. There's a bus that goes to Oma, literally, every day from Kampala. That anyone can track the gorillas. You don't need a Land Cruiser, you don't need a what. I can just get on a bus and I go in Oma, I track the next day, 3 days, I come back to Kampala.
Really?
So,
Is that one of the entries?
yes, that's one of the entries and the biggest entry. You just need the bus to take you to where the gorillas are. There are rangers to take you.
I only went to the Windy entrance. I don't know if it's called the entrance or the Windy side.
Windy has 4 sides where I do the gorilla tracking. There's Oma. There are 4. You guys on the live remind me 5.
There's the Silverback Lodge. That's the one we used.
Ruhija, Rushaga, there's Oma and Shingo.
Rushaga.
All these places make millions every day.
But isn't it surprising they're still underdeveloped?
Can I say priorities? That is something that me and you have no control of. That is something we've advocated for people in the industry. If roads are well done, that those towns can develop around there. Many businesses can transfer to that side of the country. There's growth can come up just because of a road. So we want the roads to get better. We've spoken about it. I know many that have been preaching the same gospel.
The roads, the health centers.
Yes.
It's really devastating.
Injury that you can easily transport them to a safe place of medication. People that come and do the safaris in Kenya, they enjoy the Masai Mara, they enjoy everything that side. Then fly from there, fly from Entebbe to Chihihi, and they do go there try and leave the country.
Yes.
Means they do less in our country more than they do in other countries.
Yeah.
we need them to spend more time because that's how our farmers benefit from that. But like the more someone spends time in the country,
Yes.
while local people make money. I don't know why Ugandans don't see that when a Muslim comes there, is not benefiting the government only or not benefiting the lodge where they are sleeping.
Yeah.
That lodge has one choose sama suka. That lodge has someone who cleans the room. That the farmer that delivers there for onions. There's a guide that drove that person. So it's a whole ecosystem that is big.
Yeah.
Besides, there's a lot someone spends on money. We guys to spend more money than they spend in Kenya.
If only this money stays, for example, if someone has come to Bwindi, if only the money
Yeah.
that people have paid to track the gorillas stays in Bwindi, would have better roads, better accommodation. I know accommodation has improved with the regime of Miss Lily and all the investments going down to the parks and the tourism centers. But it would be better if some of this money, especially the permits, which are so expensive, like you alluded to, stay there and just a bit comes to the cofa in Kampala. We see that development.
The tourism industry supports all the industries. So tourism industry is like the backbone of the education system, of the health, of what. So I see a point when someone says we need money to stay there, but I also see a point where we say only 2% or 10% to stay down there. Because even 2% or 10% of the money collected from the gorillas to stay in the sectors or to develop the sectors where, because the gorillas are natural, man. We need to make sure they are safe and our country is safe for the environment. We don't get any incidents. One down there can disrupt the entire thing. So support when you said we need to develop those communities. That's how impact is shown. That's when you go visit and they are seeing the community they are visiting, the guys are poor. Well, like you guys, I paid $1.
Okay, but I cut you short. You are telling us about amazing places in Uganda, fuel the wheels of our economy. You told us Bwindi, gorilla.
Top. Wind is really, really top for me. Murchison Falls is doing a good job because Murchison Falls is among the developed. The roads are better because of oil. But I'm among the people that visited Murchison Falls before. The top of the falls was a mess to get there. There was no parking. And there was this nobody out. I don't know if you've seen those who do that. When you drive a car and the road is like this.
Pothole.
Then more than even potholes, they are dangerous. So they were terrible in Murchison Falls. But right now, cruise, we enjoy the park.
Yeah.
So now I see many Ugandans, it's getting easier for Ugandans to visit. Someone can sleep in Masindi and they wake up in the morning, they go in the park if they can't afford park accommodation.
Yeah.
So I know Murchison and Windy and other places, but those two, they are doing better. Not speaking about culture, that is Uganda. The food is a big deal. The culture, the
traditions.
look at our dressing, our king. In Uganda is where a few kilometers away you're meeting the Basoga, you're meeting the Mbale, the Bagis, which are so different. You're meeting the Sabines in Kapchora. Bro, like you're meeting the culture is playing a big part. That is in food, that is in our dress, that is in our vibrant spirit. Uganda is where you meet people and smile to you literally everywhere.
And meet our hardships.
Yeah.
We are very jolly people.
Which is different from Europe.
Yeah, I lived in Florida for a bit, and every time I'd go to the gym, I'd say, hello, good morning. And these guys would look at me like, look at this Ugandan. Does she think we have time for her? Like, why are you even greeting us? It's quite cold. You don't get that here in Uganda.
I can wake up, don't know someone, I meet them on the street, and we've known each other. That is hard to find somewhere else.
The more you travel, the more you appreciate the sense of community you can build around yourself, as opposed to waking up and you don't even know who is your neighbor. And if anything happened, you don't know who is coming to your rescue apart from the authorities.
I think in the next 15, 20 years, there will be less of that communal spirit that we have, the welcoming spirit that we have, because I think there's been a promotion of wreckages. Many people don't know their neighbors. Life is about them only. I don't know if we shall have it in the next 20, 30 years, but I'm glad we have it now.
We can keep the fire burning, right? Let's take it upon ourselves.
Make us money and inspire people to visit the country.
Speaking of inspiration, you're truly an inspiration. I know people personally who you've gone to Renzori and they're like, my God, is that Renzori? You inspire people to travel locally. You're inspiring people to even travel through Uganda Airlines to our neighboring countries. So let's talk about challenges. Where do we need help in terms of telling Uganda's story better? What challenges are you facing as a creative?
One of the challenges that I've been pitching it so much in ministries when I had interaction with the Minister of ICT recently, I've been pushing the regulation on drones. It's crazy. Drones, man, we are going to steal or take our government assets. I've been arrested a couple of times because of drones.
I know how hard it is. I know how it is to get a drone in country. Our drones have been taken twice at the airport. One is still there. But yes, tell us how other creatives are doing it easily. And imagine government saying it's a matter of national security.
Address this. I've spoken about this, and I know the more we get people that speak about, because drones are normal. We need many people that can show that they are not a threat.
Yeah.
After I get arrested about the drone, they continue to explain, you show what you do, and then they make a few calls, and then after, like, hey, okay. Oh, right. So I think there's need to one sensitization and educating our people, our security forces.
How many times have you been in for drones?
4, 5 times.
Are you flying over a barracks or something?
No, I'm not flying over a barracks. Anytime a security guy sees a drone, they trigger.
It got worse after the Ukraine war, after the drone technology.
The military drones are different. If you get a chance to see the military drone. Right now, I'm learning. It takes a lot of money to someone to become. I'm learning flying this drone.
Yeah.
For like 3 months now. The drone is becoming so hard.
Where's AI? Where's AI to help you navigate it?
This one is called the FP. It's a very fast drone. You have to learn it yourself. And
I have a friend shot by Mo. He's lost 2 drones, one in a forest, one in Lake Victoria.
expensive to operate, especially complicated drones. It takes a lot for someone to come out and be able to shoot something you can watch. So one of the biggest challenges I've faced is unclear policy, how you can get it, where you can get it. They say you can get the permit, but just try to get the permit. Learning what a drone with aviation costs $1,500.
Yeah.
Drones don't even cost that.
You can get tutorials on YouTube.
No, there is a landscape for creatives who want to get successful in that line to grow. 2, lack of collaboration in our creative space. A friend of mine said it here. Lack of collaboration.
Although it's getting better. I see a lot of collabos now.
I think it is, but I have had a terrible rough time on that, where creatives, the more you try to bring together people, the more people want to go away. Like the more people want to detach from others. There's a lot of others seeing others as an opportunities, others seeing others as they're using us. So lack of collaboration in us, the creatives. There are many creatives that will be like, I will not go on their podcast. I will not go on the podcast. Understand? Only because of the lack of collaboration. If we work on that, I can show up.
Even you talking about it and showing up here, you are playing your part.
We've been working to get collaborative timeless frames this year. Has made me distance myself from the Ugandan community. How are we going to grow if we can't work together? The Kenyans are working together. The Tanzanian, man, you look at the Kenyan creative world.
It's another level.
Like a bond. Those guys can write to Sony, to companies. They can get together. There's still that gap. We need an environment where you can just call a fellow creative and be like, hey, njagala chino na chino na chino.
Yeah.
Nata kujaloji, nata kuzibida. The collective formation that works. So I think we are getting there, but I know we are still a long way to get there.
Collaboration, passion, dear creative. Please collaborate with your fellow creatives.
Open the doors. Don't make it hard for people to get to you.
Especially if your objectives align. If your objectives align, it's easier.
And they will tell everyone how they helped you.
When they collaborated with you. Listen, that is so interesting because I was speaking to a gentleman who I worked with a long time ago, and now he's an artist. He goes to biennales and festival galleries. I mentioned to him a lady always promoting the arts, and he's like, you know what, Aggie, I'm at a point where I don't want to be used. Those people are opportunists.
Yeah.
So
What can cut opportunists, especially, I'm going to speak it in a from our clients, because our clients are also opportunists, man.
very,
Like
yeah,
people that experience, yeah.
yes,
So what can cut that is you creating the space where you can call fellow creatives easily and be like, how would you charge this? How would you
yes,
afford this? Those clients focus on their problem, not you. If you understand how other creatives solve that problem and what they charge to solve that problem, you are like one step further the client.
yeah.
So now you speak with a more informed version. And after coming up with these associations, trying to say how can we get together, I want to meet creatives. And I'll be
Pity. It's a
like,
pity.
we come together, we just meet up, we just talk about how can we get a product now photography, product now storytelling, whatever content anyone is doing. I'm excited to see how I can yield my small step.
Good luck with that. So, if I'm to get you right, if you had one thing to change within the creative community, would be having you guys work together in collaboration. Yeah.
Working together, pushing one voice, let's say pushing the voice of the drones, pushing some taxes, then the voice can be heard. Don't change content. If you look my content, I
Yeah.
fly them illegal for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather say I'm sorry than not getting the shot. I would rather say sorry, but that's why to drone the zikiriziwa than me not getting. I usually film everywhere I go. Bamala even when we met the president, I was filming. When they're like, Derek, please don't film. So yeah, that part where you're so eager to create, you're so eager to tell the story.
And that's what's making you courageous. Not that we are promoting crime, but it's a courage to do things against all odds to do. Exactly. Practice makes perfect. You're telling us your drone is taking a while to learn, but we will honestly love to see more of that content from that beautiful drone.
Me too, I'm excited because I know something I've been using. I have not used FPVs, but I know they are hard to learn.
Yeah.
Imagine 3 months, you're getting 1 hour to fidget
Yeah.
with very small objects. Now, your value increases 10. Do you remember we talked about value addition on your soul? Question yourself that I can do more. I can teach, I can educate, I can share my knowledge, I can shoot photos. I'm a good photographer.
Yes, you are.
So just imagine when you combine all those skills, the client only getting the photos. The client is getting other versions of you. The client is getting something that can talk for their brand. Someone that can. The problems are there, but the more you learn and teach yourself, the more you limit and you increase your value in the market.
I will talk about creative collaboration. For example, as podcasters, we have a WhatsApp group, and on this WhatsApp group, a lot of people are saying, yeah, we do have a WhatsApp group. I think we're over 150, 120 people. So at first, the challenges were about, oh, we don't have equipment, we don't have studios. And now we have a list of over 22 studios. Studio equipment is not a problem. It could be finances to afford the studio, or
They are not cheap studios.
they are cheaper ones. On our list, we give you a name and a contact for details. That is not the problem now. We lack a bit of collaboration, especially when creatives are called upon to celebrate special days for podcasters. We need to see more interest.
A special day for podcasters.
We have two. We have Africa Podcast Day and International Podcast Day. So we are not your kind of people. We are special.
The 10 steps ahead. We are still struggling with, let's say, getting 10, 20, 30 creatives in one place.
Yeah,
You guys have a special day.
we need to see more change, more interest, especially if we are to grow our industries in creativity. But I'm so glad, Derek, you made time. We have one last question we ask every guest that comes onto the podcast. Are you ready?
I am ready.
What do you think it's going to take for Uganda to achieve a middle-class economy? The kind of economy that people have quality education, good road networks, better health, better infrastructure. What do you think it's going to take?
That's a big question. One, there's a lot that takes a country to reform and get better. I believe when a generation comes up educated and informed, there's usually a big change in the people that are coming up. Let's say, I have nothing against our parents, please. Especially the biggest portion of our parents grew up in the time where they were less informed compared to how we are. They were less connected compared to how we are. Less movement and travel. Everything was slightly less than what we have now. We have the biggest, youngest population. The more young people take up spaces of creative, and we change from how we are built up, because we are told you work, you get a job, and that's it. You become an employee. We are raised to become employees. Like many of us, and it was worse for them. And was that the Chayagala? People were saying political strategies. First, wait, we are not there with you guys. We are still here with what can we do on our level. So we were brought up to look for jobs. There was even a time that they are pushing everyone. Nga oba scholar sciences, never failure. You go understand. Nga you had to pass sciences. But right now, anyone with a smart brain can make money and they can be rich in the shortest time possible. Like Derek can be rich in 5 years. That was hard back then. Baba nga sebo gaggawala. Because we were brought up to muntu, you grow in the corporate ladder, get another job, simanya reach you whatever it is. It is not true, because people that have those positions don't want to resign. We have to create a space where we can make money and grow besides what we started, besides what we know the system has been telling us. So there needs to have a mindset shift, focusing on solutions and the problems we have as a community. Derek, which problem are you solving? I hate the fact that people could search Uganda and they could only see negative images. They could see only negative content about our country. I want to be among those that are solving that challenge.
Yeah,
How can
and
we-
you're doing it.
How can we add in content online that is solving the challenge of, like, how can we
Changing the narrative. You're
changing
really
the
changing the
narrative of our
narrative.
country? How can young people learn and be like, which problem can I solve? Whatever problem it is, whichever solution can I bring to the table? Not only to be someone who is focused on genda ku makyakola
Government etuyambe.
gavumenti etuyambe tuddemu tuzaale simanya tuzaale. For me, I was button okumpushinga okuzaala nga nkyali mwana muto, because our community eri bwetyo. First of all, kuzaala. Okitegeera. For me, I believe the goal for young people shouldn't be the utmost goal of young people. Even making yourself better and growing, and kitandikira ku gwe trying to be the best version of the person you were yesterday.
So I'm curious, do you have children?
No, I don't have
Okay.
I'm not breaking anyone, so I'm just
Information.
when it starts
Mindset
passing up
change.
to
Yeah.
mindset change, I believe the country is on the right move. You can
Yeah.
see what has happened to our country last just 5 years.
Yeah.
The number in the next 5 years, Uganda will be bringing in at least $1 billion from just our oil up there. So tourism is on the right track. I believe we may be among the first in the region to develop as fast as we can. We are among the economies that are getting better. This is facts. This is not pushing a narrative, but this is facts that if we stay on track, if we change the mindset, if young people start educating themselves, if we start trying to get better day by day, I think we're on the right track. We can get there.
Thank you so much, Derek. With the right people in power, next year is election year, so you better be voting. We normally stay home in a time of voting. I vote sometimes, especially when we have people of interest, but we hardly go queue in those lines. The market vendor would go spare their time. Someone out there would go spare their time, but those votes do not amount to much if people don't really show up. It's really upon
Even
us to make
Uganda,
them.
that's the A class. I said the A class, but the smallest group of people, that is people that are making their money, people that are driving their car. Like those who don't vote, like they and you watch my TV.
Status quo, yeah. They would rather stay in the status quo as opposed to seeing better.
All right. It goes back to you. It goes back to you. I always have something I say to people that I hope people can get time and spend time in my age. It's not the best age to be in, because for me, in my age, nothing is unachievable. There's nowhere I can't get. There's nothing impossible for me. There's no activity I can't do. no place I can't visit. I hope many people adapt to that mindset where you're not limited. There's no politician that can limit me. I go through a lot as a human, but I am never a victim of anything, of anybody, of any mental issue, of anything. I see everything an opportunity to grow. I see everything as a challenge to get better. Things get me down too, but I hope you get to that mindset where you're not limited by anyone or anything.
I love that perspective. We continue to see the passion oozed in the content you make, in the visuals, in the stories you tell about Uganda. So please keep hoisting Uganda's flag high. We are cheering you on wherever you go. Thank you so much, Derek.
I am Senyo Derek everywhere. I am Senyo Derek on social media, both narrative on YouTube. We are going to be pushing the YouTube channel more, and we are going to be pushing out message that is in the same line. Bold narrative, I'm trying to make a bold statement.
Wonderful.
Every video put out, that will impact you, and I'm excited for that journey.